So this is our last lecture before our review lecture. And so we're going to talk today about how we divide power up between the national and state governments. And we're going to do this as sort of a survey, not in depth. But let's talk about the exclusive powers of the national government. Things only the national government can do. For example, only the national government can coin money and regulate its value. Only the national government can raise an army. Only the national government can provide for a navy. There's no mention of an air force because there wasn't one back then. Only the national government can declare war. Only the national government can make treaties. The national government establishes post offices. The national government regulates interstate commerce between the states and international commerce, foreign commerce. And the national government proposes amendments. And then the national government also has what we call implied powers. Now, there are certain things that states can't do, and that is that states can't coin money. They cannot enter into a treaty, alliance, or confederation. They cannot have an individual army. They cannot impair the legal obligation of contracts, that if you make a contract that's under state law, they cannot come in and arbitrarily break it. They cannot abridge the rights of their citizens. That's the 14th Amendment. But then there are some powers that are reserved to the states. Man, it feels like I'm being transported out of the Enterprise right now. And these powers reserved to the states are to create local government, which is what we call the Dillon Rule, which we'll talk about later. They also can conduct elections. They do almost all the election work. The national government sets the date for the national election, and then that's about it. States ratify amendments, and states can regulate what we call intra-state commerce, commerce within the states. And then states have the power of the 10th Amendment, which says whatever powers they didn't give to the national government, nor prohibit to the states, are reserved to the states. This is sometimes known as the Reserve Powers Clause. And there are those people that call themselves tenthers today who believe we need to go back to a stronger emphasis on that 10th Amendment. And then last but not least, we have concurrent powers. Concurrent powers are shared powers. And this is powers that both the national government and the state governments have. So the national government and the state governments both have the power to tax. They both have the power to enforce laws and pass and enforce laws. They both have the power to borrow money, and they both have the power to spend money for the general welfare. And they also both have the power of eminent domain. Eminent domain is the power of the government to seize private property for public use with just compensation. So if they're building a road and your house is in the way, they can take the road with fair compensation. It's sometimes controversial. Cities use it, schools use it, states use it, national government uses it. It's in the Texas Constitution as well. Okay, so the next lecture will be a review for the Chapter 1 exam. Whoops, sorry about that, Unit 1 exam. So we'll see y'all later.